Without a doubt, today's show will change the way you think for the better. But let's do a little something before we go on. Mind game. Can you remember your last? You should have thought about it before you clicked on this movie. Don't worry about whether you remember or not. The point of this video is not to judge. This is a call to wake up you have power inside you that is hidden in. Most people know that your mind has power. The one who controls your thoughts through the lens and knowledge of Stoicism. We will look into how to get your mind in many people are having a hard time with theirs, and to show how useful this is, here's a task for you. At the end of this video, choose one Stoic concept that really hits home along with you. Practice it carefully for 2 weeks, and then let everyone know how it went in. This says things that will surprise you because of the changes it will bring. As Aurelius told you, that you have power over your mind and not outside events. This will give you strength. Now let's talk about how to use the mind. Are you the strong person Marcus wrote about? Are you ready to jump in and let go of what? Let go of what other people think. Some say you should focus on your mind instead. Letting go of what other people think is a key to taking control of your mind, an effort to move attention from the world's noise to the peace of your thoughts as this trip begins. Aware that the only thing, that domain that you really own, is yours. Marcus Aurelius summed up in his own mind. This feeling, beautifully putting it, amazes me all the time. We all adore, we care more about ourselves than other people, but care more about what they think than what we think our own. His reflection brings out a deep, silent truth. The paradox of valuing who we are while let other people's thoughts change our peace. Imagine a situation in which every criticism or an unasked-for opinion about your choices are just a whisper against. This is the roar of your self-awareness, not about putting up a wall around your pride, but rather taking care of a yard inside your mind, one where your thoughts begin grown by your own ideas and sentences were not thrown out by the judging other people, is the way to control your mind. You have to prune it. These outside factors letting your real self to grow without having to for outside validation. Think about the story of a young artist who, despite looking good, unfortunately, talent was held back for fear of being criticized. Every move was spooked by the public opinion ghost until he came across the rules of Stoicism. He learned to keep his worth. From what he thought about criticism as just waves on the top of a deep, he moved with an ocean of confidence. His attention inward, his art grew into a true reflection of his inner world, not affected by the fear of being judged. His journey is an example of the changing power of looking inside. When it's true, you can master your mind on this road, a tough one that needs constant being alert to the way people tend to look for outside support, but it's in this follow the rules that lead to freedom. Putting your attention on yourself. Keep in mind that you follow the Stoic concept of concentrating on the inside instead of the outside of you. Mastering your mind is not just about the view of outsiders, your own views, but the celebration of your own, the ability to make good decisions over time, and growth is what Stoicism is all about. In the present day, a theory that gives you the tools to handle life with, to develop peace and strength. 2. Build up your emotional strength. A gem can't be emotionally strong, polished without any roughness, or people perfected without tests. The peerless thinker, Lucius Anastasius, said, This is the idea that drives lesson. The second stop on our trip to mind mastery, building mental strength. You see, getting around in this fast-paced world is like exploring a dangerous but exciting trail where there is friction and problems are bound to happen. Just like the sun's rise every morning as you cross through this never-ending path we call life. You might get caught in a trap sometimes. In thorny vines of challenges, stress, or broken hearts, These are not signs of not a weakness, but rather chances to make a firm wall. There are resilience problems all over you. The maps on journey are not just the dregs of loss, but important lessons only showed up as temporary defeat, drawing on the strength you already have. Turn every problem into a chance to get bigger. We know it's easier said than done. Done, you have been given a sneaky. It makes sense to climb and it fall apart under its own weight. What would happen if you instead control? We took this trouble and turned it into a step toward success. Having the guts and determination to keep your spirit that isn't stopped by such trials, build mental strength that lasts. Building mental strength and resilience is like making steel in fire. Think about the journey of a young entrepreneur whose new business was about to fall because of economic stress. Each backlash, being turned down and failing, was a blow to his spirit, but he kept looking. Each challenge as a chance to learn how to hide. This person didn't just make it through he came out of it stronger and more flexible and with a better picture of this way forward. This story shows what mental strength is all about, the ability to deal with problems head on and get strength from it. Paving the way. The first step toward mental strength is changing how you think about suffering. Stoicism tells us that things could happen. There is no natural goodness or bad things, but how we see them, these events that make us feel, building up feelings and reactions. Being emotionally strong doesn't mean attempting to hide disappointments or keeping the pain down, but knowing that you have the strength and knowledge to know them in a way that makes them feel good inside. Strength and personal growth. Take this advice to heart and make your get stronger and raise your journeys, becoming the master of your story by Own Mind 3. Know how to use the power of perception. Use the power of your eyes. You're walking along a road you know well. Simple path you've been on before many times, before all of a sudden your foot slips, and you end up stumbling, a moment of sudden chaos in your otherwise well-planned day. But what if you could learn not to see the stumble, but the sudden step? This remembers the wise words of Epictetus: guys aren't bothered by things that have been seen, but this is how they see things. Where the power of thought comes in, our eyes are the window to the world, the view through which we see our outside. It's simple to forget that we have power over how we see their setting, especially during times of problems or chaos. When life throws you a curveball, it doesn't throw you into rough seas. Doesn't mean you're drowning it. It could just mean that you're getting a chance to learn how to swim like an experienced captain guiding through a storm. Make you think about thoughts that empower you instead of lose to you. Because if the work show didn't go as, if something goes wrong, don't see it as a loss. See it as a lesson that will make you better. That makes you smarter and stronger. When planning for the future, this doesn't mean ignoring problems or skimming over them. When you admit your mistakes, you, without letting them decide what you do, own worth or skills. To really master this art of perception, it takes time, skill, and patience. Perception is like a muscle in that. The more you take charge of it, the more you do it, the stronger it gets. Challenge bad points of view, and after change them with ones that give you power. Of course, this process changes from turning casual work to an important part of your mind that makes a big difference. There is knowledge in the path to mental mastery. We can choose how to respond to life's inevitably trips and falls by seeing our power and using it. Through our mental view, we can change tripping blocks into steps. This makes us think of stones toward success. The wise man who said, "The real man is shown during hard times." So when trouble comes, picture yourself as a fighter who looks like a trainer has teamed up with a rough young man. Accept every mistake as a learning opportunity, moment that gives you the power to become the in charge of your thoughts. Follow what nature says. 4. Follow nature's rules. Do you ever been in a place that made your inner compass in the wrong direction? Sudden termination of employment, the sudden loss of a loved one, or just being turned down by when you apply for a job? Remember Marcus Aurelius. To put it another way, life is all change. Change is good for nature. This fits in with our fourth lesson. Upon our voyage, to understand our minds and live by change is good for nature and life. But having doubt and change are not these are the real enemies of tranquility. Wind of fate changes that no one saw coming provide us with chances to adapt and get stronger when facing the unknown result. Don't get stuck in doubt, or you should let fear cloud your reasoning instead. Move forward based on what you know. The fact that change is normal by setting ourselves in line with nature's cycles and flows, we can get through life's rough spots beneath the surface with peace. If nature decides to rain on a sunny day or a storm comes through a clear night sky, do we blame the sky? No, because we know that all of this is naturally occurring and goes beyond our power. This must be how we deal with living is rough. Undercurrents accept and change with being strong, accepting life as it goes, and it is possible to sail with the waves of change. Give you a sense of peacefulness and strength. It is not to change the way nature works or even life itself to fit our needs, but getting better at going with the flow freely and without losing sight of who we are. 5 drills. Self-discipline is important. Self-control. Think about your journey. From what you've seen in life so far, encountered things that caused distractions that have said they'll pull you off your way times when you want to binge, instead of watch your favorite show. Getting ready for a test or having a slice too many of those tasty cakes while on a diet. For the great Stoic, a psychologist thought about what a person is worth. Based on the prestige of their goals and how strong they are, this beautiful echoes of self-discipline with another important lesson learned. You practice your mind taking self-discipline into. To master yourself, you need to understand and recognizing how important self-discipline is important to keep the things we try to achieve in life, a defensive shield that stops distractions from wearing away our valuable. It takes time and effort. It's like a gardener who takes care of them every day for a lot of bright flower beds. No matter how pretty those rose bushes are. They might also take care of their tulips and sunflowers with the same commitment. But how does one grow it? This way of thinking carefully watches times when urges to give in try to turn you away going wrong. Mark these times not with a sharp eye, but through realizing that it happens as a part of the rhythm of life. With the being aware of what makes you want to leave your path, it gets simpler to grow. Ways to stop these interruptions, just like a gardener growing different flowers, know and talk to each person, divert attention, with unswerving being determined to avoid temptations. We often come across in our personal lives to building mental toughness in our self-discipline for work goals, without a doubt, is a key structure. Putting up the building of mind mastery. So when the winds of putting things off blow, the wind of temptation blows hard against your firm. Decide to remember what Epictetus said. Nothing great happens all of a sudden. Having self-discipline is not different. It's a never-ending journey that needs constant attention and sixth effort. Be in the present. Enjoy the present moment. Ever seen a sunset and then got lost in? Think about a regret from the past or the future. Worry so much that the beauty of the moment goes by quickly. It's an all to flaw in people to be present, yet not physically present here but mentally. Marcus Aurelius once gave advice in another place. Please don't let the picture of your life. You don't need to think about all the different problems that could have happened in the past or might happen in the future. Think about the present and what is able to fix it. We need to work hard to enjoy life as it happens, one moment at a time. Every breath we take is a precious moment. Every feeling we have should hold us down. To now. Get rid of memories of the past finished chapter, or an unwritten one in the future one, because they take away the power and how beautiful it is to live and enjoy now. Instead, enjoy the moments as they come. Use your energy to get better. And taking pleasure in the present, thinking about times past, your immediately grasp change is going to happen. And time never stops. It always is. It flows through our fingers, leaving us to balance on something thin, a thin line between thoughts of the past and hopes for the future. But the real power of, there is life in this fine line, in seeing that now is really all we have possess. Take pleasure in every sunrise you see. Give yourself time to enjoy each. Enjoy every cup of coffee you drink. When you drink coffee, lose yourself in. Embrace every exchange you have, every single bit of the present. Being in the present moment isn't just about agreeing to things without question. What proactive engagement is all about happy for every part of today, without letting the shadows of yesterday or the unknowns of tomorrow make it less shiny. It has to do with getting hungry for, now that Seneca says it, so SUCL, the whole. There is doubt about the future. Right away, you start to master your mind. With the control of this right away. Develop this way of thinking and be amazed in the way it changes your journey to mental health. Strength 7. Make or join a begin or grow a neighborhood, a group that helps you grow. Think of a tourist who is climbing in the background of the biggest cliff woods that never end, and the view from above, it could be majestic. The lone journey is sometimes very quiet and alone. Now put a band in place of that lone walker, of adventurers who were doing the trip together, the ordeal all of a sudden. It seems a lot less scary, doesn't it? Brings to mind the timeless Stoic knowledge of Marcus Aurelius, who wrote about, people are meant to be together, either to get along with them better or wait. This is an important lesson for controlling your thoughts. Communities can be a source of framework backed up by shared ideals and getting together for shared pursuits. A group of people who share your idea. You boost the process of mental growth, a group force behind every step as you work toward your goals. Get motivated to teach and learn and be driven. This is the power of making the community better. Let's do this. Step outside the world of metaphors. For a split second, you see a chance to don't be afraid to join a book club and keep your brain fire burning. While helping other people do the same, you chance to meet other travelers on this, join forces in your quest for mental mastery. With them, it's not just about you, growth, but it's also about making a difference. To the greater good too, like building or taking part in building up neighborhoods, promotes mutual growth and doesn't not just for your own growth, but adding to the growth of the group, as well as Seneca helps us connect with people who can make you better. In the end, you are giving yourself power, while giving others power in their own. The mental mastery journey is proof of progress on this path of life together that we share. It's time to think about the Stoic ideas we've talked about so far. Have you chosen one to pay attention to? You're not sure? Take a moment to think about it. About what we've talked about, for instance. If you're interested in the idea of accepting being in the present moment as shown in Lesson 6, tell us by making a comment saying, I will enjoy the present moment. Don't forget about our 2. We want to see how you can handle this task. Using these Stoic ideas can help you a change in your life after you've tried it for 2 weeks. Let us know. You can share your stories with us in the comments or by email. The film has the address, what today's Exploring Shed is about. Give a thumbs up if you see a new light on your way. To let us know you haven't signed up yet. Now is a great time to join our turn on alerts to stay in touch with the group, updated with our most recent thoughts. Thanks. Thanks for riding with us until the end. Engagement shows that you care a lot about self-improvement. Keep at it. Getting a mind you're happy with.